Welcome to attempt number 2 of this video. I am Invoked101. This is XYZ ABC Unions. Yeah, I ended up filming this video and then going to locals and then actually picking up everything else that I needed for this, including a rarity bump for my ABC. With that said, let's just get into the profile. We're going to go through monsters, then spells and traps like we normally do, and then extra deck. There is no side for this. Starting us off, we have, of course, the new guy, that being X Cross Cannon. X Cross Cannon is a level 4 light machine who can special summon himself if you control a light machine fusion or light machine union, and once per turn he can equip a appropriate union monster to himself, and then lock you to light monsters from the extra deck. We're also playing one X-Head Cannon, and we'll talk about that later. Yeah, this guy is absolutely insane. Easily one of the best cards, if not the best card in the deck now. Gets you started. He's basically Union Carrier, but without Union Carrier. And I do really like him. He's super solid. It is unfortunate that he locks you to lights, especially because like ABCs were able to do a ton of crazy stuff prior to that. But now with him, we are a little bit more limited. And with the ban list, again, we are a little bit more limited. So it is unfortunate, but it is where we're at. Next up, we have one Y Yarehead and one Z Zillion Tank. These guys do kind of similar things. Obviously, they are retrains of X, Y, and Z respectively. These guys have the union effect of if the equip monster be destroyed by battle or card effect, you destroy them instead. But then they have an effect on if they are special summoned, you get to equip a level 4 light machine from your graveyard or from your hand as an equip spell, and then it locks you to light monsters. And Z Zillion does the same thing on special summon, except it is a banished level 4 light machine. And then both of these guys have the effect of if they're, you can equip them as a union monster or special summon them. They are very, very cool like that. And no once per turns on these guys. Absolutely insane. So very, very cool cards there. Speaking of non once per turn cards, we do have a Assault Core, which has the union effect. And then if it is sent to graveyard, you get to add a union monster from your graveyard to your hand. 3 copies of B Buster Drake, who if it's sent to graveyard, you get to search a union monster from your deck, and I believe it is specifically a light machine union monster. No, it's any union monster. He's actually broken. Non once per turn, and of course it has the union effect. And then we have C Crush Wyvern, and Wyvern has the effect of if it is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon a union monster from your hand, and of course the union effect. Again, no once per turns on any of these guys. They are absolutely insane. Super cool cards, very good cards. We do also play some other union monsters as supports. We play one Union Driver. This card, while it's equipped to a monster, you can banish it and equip a different union monster from your deck to it as material. Specifically a level 4 union monster, but a card that does end up pairing really well with it is Union Pilot. Union Pilot is a little bit newer, and his effect is that if he's equipped to a monster, you can bounce him back to the hand, equip a banished union monster to a monster you control, and then special summon this guy from the hand. Basically, this lets you make Cyber Dragon Infinity in unions, like without making like Galaxy Soldier or anything. Our last union monster that we are playing is one copy of Torque Tune Gear. Torque Tune Gear gives the equipped monster 500 attack and defense. It is a union, so it has the union effect, and it is also a tuner, level 1 tuner. And while it is also equipped to a monster, that monster becomes a tuner. So really cool. So it gives you a level 1 tuner or a level 4 tuner based on your union monsters. I know I was just talking about Union Pilot and how those let you, like, you can kind of skip Galaxy Soldier, but moving into our support stuff, we are playing 2 copies of Galaxy Soldier. You can search it in this deck, and I'll show you how in a little bit. And then 1 copy of Therian King Regulus, which I'll be so real. Regulus, I'm thinking about cutting. I don't play Ancient Fairy Dragon, and I don't play the field spell, so this is really like if you see it, you see it, and I don't think he's good enough. I also don't think Ancient Fairy is really good enough to be playing in this deck, and I'll talk about that when I get there. But yeah, Regulus might end up leaving the deck. I don't know what I would replace him with, and that's the reason he's still here. I guess it could be a 3rd Galaxy Soldier. Honestly, like Union Pilot, if you want to cut Union Pilot for like this Coliseum, you could. But that's just, that's me. That's what I'm saying. But that is it for the real monsters of the deck, the real monsters of this deck. And if we move to the hand traps, or at least our first set of hand traps, our monster hand traps, 3 Ash, 3 Ogre, Realistically, this could be whatever you want. Drolls, not imperms in this deck. But yeah, they could be whatever, like Effect Veiler, whatever you really want them to be. For our spells, starting us off, we have 3 of the new card, Union Activation. Union Activation is super cool, very good. And what it does, it says send a Light Machine, normal, or Union monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard and add a Light Machine monster with the same attack but a different original name from your deck to your hand. It then has a graveyard effect that basically lets you normal summon Obelisk on your turn if you activate ABC, but that doesn't matter. Then, of course, we were playing triple Union Hanger. Union Hanger is still absolutely insane in this deck. Adding a Union monster on activation and then also equipping whenever you special summon a Union monster or normal one is just fantastic, especially with Union Driver. That guy makes it super easy, and then just being able to combo off from there is really, really nice. Then our last 3 of, I love this card, 3 unauthorized reactivation. This is really the only way that you're using Union Pilot, by the way. Like, I've only ever like done the Union Pilot combo whenever I use unauthorized react, so just keep that in mind. This is a quick play spell that lets you equip an appropriate Union monster to a targeted machine monster on the field. So like if your opponent activates like Effect Veiler or Imperm, you can chain this, target your machine monster, and then put like A, B, or C underneath it, which is really, really nice. Then we were playing 1 Terraforming, 1 Called by the Grave. We are playing triple Infinite Impermanence. This is the last hand trap of the deck, and 1 Angel Statue Azaroon. And with that, that is the main deck. Very, very low on the spell and trap cards, mainly because you just don't really need a lot of them. This deck is very monster heavy, mainly just because the monsters do everything in this deck. Moving into our extra deck, we're going to start off with our Fusion Monsters, and of course that means 2 copies of ABC Dragon Buster. Absolutely fantastic card, still probably the best boss monster this deck can make. Then we were playing 1 XYZ Hyper Cannon. Hyper Cannon is the new Fusion Monster for the deck. It's one of the 2 new Fusion Monsters, and it requires X, Y, and Z, the new ones. And it says, must first be special summoned by banishing the above cards you control or from your graveyard. Once per opponent's turn, quick effect, you can discard 1 card, target a card your opponent controls, and destroy it. And then it says you can banish this card from your from your field or graveyard. Reveal a level 8 Light Machine Fusion monster in your extra deck and special summon up to 3 of the fusion materials mentioned on it from your graveyard and or banishment. So basically this says like, hey, if your board got like outed, you can banish this, reveal another copy of ABC, and bring it back out. Or you can like link this off and do a bunch of like cool stuff with it if you need to extend and get even more extenders. That would be the case if we actually had like relevant things to summon with this. The last fusion monster we play is 1 Union Controller. This really is like a super goated card for the deck, but it is still just a 1 of. It needs 1 Light Machine monster and then either Y or Z. And it says must first be special summoned by banishing the materials you control, not from control or graveyard. And then it says if this card is special summoned from the extra deck, you could add 1 spell or trap card that mentions Union monsters from your deck to your hand. And then it says you can only use that effect once per turn, and then once per turn during the main phase, you can special summon 1 Light Machine, normal, or Union monster from your hand. That is extremely useful for one specific reason, and that is special summoning Torque Toon Gear. This is level 6, Torque Toon Gear is a level 1, that means 7, and now moving into the Synchros, 7 is important because we do play FA Dawn Dragster. Now, I know a lot of people for their 7, they do play, Ancient Fairy Dragon to get the field spell searches. I think Dawn Dragster is just better. This is an extra negate. It's super easy to make in the deck. And it's a light machine. It's a synchro, so it's a little out of theme, but at the same time, it's spell and trap negate. It's really nice, so that gives you a banish, spell trap negate. You don't have to discard or nothing for it, and it's something that can get made really easily. You don't have to really go out of your way to do it, so I do really like playing him. For my 8, I do play Cyframe Lord Omega. Some people play Crystal Wing. I know you can. I prefer Omega. The hand drip is still really nice. The graveyard shuffle and recycling is really nice. I just like Omega. I think he's better. And then moving into our Xyz Monsters, 1 Galaxy Photon Dragon. Galaxy Photon Dragon is actually how we search Galaxy Soldier in this deck. I did not realize how important this card was. It's a rank 4, needs 2 level 4 monsters, and then you can detach from him to either search or dump a Galaxy monster, Galaxy or Photon, and then it says other light monsters you control gain 500 attack and defense. So that's really, really nice, being able to buff all your other stuff as well while he's on the field. Our other Xyz monsters are Cyber Dragon Nova and Cyber Dragon Infinity, of course, because we can make it with either Union Pilot or with Galaxy Soldier off of the Galaxy Photon. And then our last one is Superstar Slayer Typhon Sky Crisis. It is a dark. It's really the only non-light monster we play. You can also play Zeus in this if you really want to. But I found that Sky Crisis is just kind of like better just because this deck really does have like a bad time doing stuff. So if you're able to, like, just slapping Sky Crisis on top of something is much better. After that, we have our Link monsters. We are playing one Platinum Gadget. Platinum Gadget is still important to this deck, being able to special summon, and it's usually the other material we use for our Union Controller. Normally what we'll be doing is searching Y, special summoning it off of Platinum Gadget, and then banishing Platinum Gadget and Y to make Union Controller. If you want a combo video for this deck, by the way, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll get right on that. Then we play one Silu Hat Rabbit. Silu Hat Rabbit, it's a light link too that sets a interruption. The main reason we are playing this is because it's one of the best light link 2s that we have access to. Just being able to get that one card out of our deck and immediately have more interactions. It's the same reason I'm personally playing Dawn Dragster, but Silu Hat Rabbit is pretty consistent across the board for this deck. Lina the Light Charmer. Lina Light Charmer Lustrous is pretty good, being able to grab, especially with Blue Eyes right now, being able to grab other stuff and then turn her into other things, or even go into some of the other monsters. Moon of the Closed Heaven, of course, and then of course Underworld Goddess. Lina is really good for going into Underworld Goddess. Underworld Goddess is especially amazing at outing things. She's a graveyard negate, which is fantastic. And then of course just being able to like turn off. I was playing against Fiendsmith, and I linked off their Desiree for my Underworld Goddess, and then they went Desiree, and I was like, no, just turn that off. But yeah, of course, Moon of the Closed Heaven is also really good for that, because you can go Lyn, you can turn Lyn and something else into this, use this, and then use effectively 3 monsters your opponent controls for this. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's it for the extra deck. That is the extra deck. I think this is the best way to play this deck, is with this extra deck. I think Dawn Dragster is better. Granted, I know Therian is a Omni, but it's also one of those things you have to play a lot more Garnets, you have to play a lot more bricks, and you have to go out of your way to summon it. So I think the FA Dawn Dragster is just a little bit better. But with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you thought about this deck in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.